Hey guys, you're watching Couch Surfing with Mel and Matt. We've got a very special guest with us right now, Effigy of Madness. We've got here Robert Dan. How are you, bro?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. It's going
Robert, should I be saying?
well.
What's going on, guys? It's great to have you guys here on the couch talking. Let's have a chat about Effigy of Madness. How did this band all come together? I know you guys aren't founding members, but let's talk about how this band pretty much started and how you guys got involved.
Oh, well, Dan was here before I was, but yeah, basically if there was a founding member, maybe we'll pin that on Spud.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been the musical director, as we call him, for the main part of this.
Yep.
And so basically how Effigy started was he basically had this album written, which eventually became Pages. And he's collected a couple of musicians that he'd worked with previously, was very comfortable working with, brought them along for the ride to create that, got as far as he could with that. Dan came along there, they needed a bass player. Once they started to really push, promote and perform it, then they've realised that singing and playing guitar at the same time sucks.
Yes,
So
that's very true.
That's how I ended up in the role.
Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's talk about this year. This year's been crazy for you guys. You guys have been playing a few shows.
It started off from doing a music video, so we were able to record our music video Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So once we put that out there, we released it, and then from there we started to get some gig offers, and we had one at the Crowbar that we did,
Yep.
and then it led to the Dapto, and then that's when we met Rob.
Yep.
That's how he joined the band, and then we did a few months later at Chatswood, yeah. And yeah, so it's probably been our most successful year since we started.
Yeah, cool.
And it's something that we're very, very happy that we've achieved it, yeah.
Excellent. What are the main influences behind the band's sound? I guess it varies, but
Yeah.
with your influences there?
Pretty much our influence with our sound, we have a very old school 80s, 90s thrash death era. So, you know, like Metallica, Slayer, Sepultura, Max Cavalera era.
Yep.
Pantera, so musically it's very influential with our music when you hear from Pages.
Yep.
Now that we've got Rob in the mix, he's got his own kind of influence that he's got to quite much blend in. He's like,
I'm a bit more on the Euro side of things with black metal and some things like the industrial, which isn't necessarily an Effigy-worthy influence, but no, some of the takes that I've taken from some of the new metal and the black metal that I've listened to, and some of the non-US Big Four type influences have mixed very well with their Big Four influences.
Yep.
And it's sort of created a much darker set of music that's coming out in what's behind the scenes that we can't officially say exists yet.
That's right.
But yeah, it's a lot darker than Pages and a lot more emotional and very cool, very heavy.
Cool. Now we've got 2023 is just around the corner.
Yeah.
My gosh, I don't know where this year's gone. But let's talk about next year. What plans have you got? Maybe you're writing some new music.
It's pretty much the next 12 months. We're pretty much very busy, which is great. This is what we want it to be. So we've got new material that's been pre-production right now.
Yep.
Some of the songs have been finalised. They're ready to go into our live shows.
Yep.
So we're pretty much the recording for the second album is pretty much what our focus are.
Excellent.
We do have shows coming into the new year, just to get the vibe and get the live shows experience. So we can't really put that announcement yet. Hopefully by the time it's aired, people might know, you know.
Yeah.
But now we're very excited once it gets announced, and we're going to be busy on that front pretty much in the first half of the year. And is there anything else I've missed?
No, look. Some of the new material, I've got to say, there's some of it that sounds like the As the Pages Burn album, and there's a lot of it that doesn't. And part of that is because As the Pages Burn started as one man's project, and then extra people joined that and created something.
Yep.
This started as 5 people's project who equally went at it.
Yeah, right.
So the influences that have been thrown in there have come from every member of the band.
Yep.
This isn't a one-man show, you know, we're all equals in there, we're all family in this band.
Fantastic.
And it's going to show in there that there's something really cool coming out, and the new shows in 2023 are not going to be a repeat of the set lists of 2022 and 21. There is some really cool new stuff coming.
Now, people haven't seen you guys live before. What stands out the most in a typical Effigy of Madness show? So something that stands out a bit more than other live bands, or what can we expect from seeing you guys live?
All right. Well, basically, we do like to embrace a lot of technology in our band, which is something that I think sets us apart from a lot of other 80s thrash metal influenced bands where it's very old school. It's guitar goes to amp, chug.
Yeah.
You know, we are trying to deliberately use the technology that's available in this sort of age and era to create a clarity that usually is reserved for an album release. So we try and bring what we can release onto an album onto the stage. And so for every computer trick that gets used to write a record, we go and find a way to solder up wires till a box does that on the stage.
Yes.
So we're trying to release a sound that's going to sound like what you listen to on Spotify.
Yeah, cool. Excellent. What's your opinion on today's metal scene, the local scene here in, I guess, Sydney and the Central Coast, because you guys are from the Central Coast. How do you see the scene at the moment?
Central Coast is very hard to get many shows in the venues.
Yeah.
So if we can get a bit more out there, because we really love to play more in our hometown.
Of course.
But in Sydney metal scenes, me personally, from my experience, it's a very family orientated. Like I've met many friends just from the scene like yourself.
Yeah,
That's when you and I met.
Yeah.
You know, and we got good individuals at the band. They're all together like a family, and it's something I always love going to events like that. Like if we're not playing, I'll basically go in to have a good time and catch up with people. We always love to go do shows there. We always have a good time. So it's a very, very friendly environment in the Sydney metal scene. So if we can get that a bit more around the Central Coast, and it would be pretty awesome that can ever happen.
Cool. What about yourself, Rob?
Look, in the last couple of years, we've obviously seen a decline in some of the international acts being able to make it over to Australia and be able to make a profitable venture over here. And that's opened the doors for the smaller acts to take on some of those bigger venues and take on a new sets of fans that otherwise would have completely missed out on the local ones, because, why would you listen to the local heavy metal band if something's coming over from Euro or something's coming from US?
That's right.
Basically I've just watched it explode over the last 2 years, and that's what's brought me back into the music scene, because all of a sudden it didn't feel like it was all loaded against the local guys anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, if people want to contact you guys to find more about the band, you're obviously online. Plug away.
Yeah, man. So we're on our social media. We've got Facebook, Instagram, our music. Debut album, That's the Pages Burn. It's available streaming on Spotify, Bandcamp, Apple Music. We've got a YouTube channel, pretty much contains on our gig footage. Then they can contact us on email as well.
Cool.
The links will probably be there somewhere.
I think the easiest way to contact us is we go to shows, we go out, we are very approachable. If you see us, you can just say hello.
Yeah, that's it. Just want to say, hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, that's it, bro. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, guys. Effigy of Madness. Look out for them in 2023. Thanks, guys.
No worries, mate. Thank you.